The setting sun cast long shadows across the newsroom of NOS, the Dutch public broadcaster. Anna Foster, a seasoned defense technology correspondent known for her sharp wit and even sharper tongue, adjusted her earpiece. Tonight's segment promised to be lively, a live debate on the Global Tech Superpower Index. Little did she know, her casual scoff would ignite a firestorm that would challenge her deepest prejudices and redefine Europe's strategic outlook. According to the newly released Global Technology Power Index, the world's third-ranked technological superpower is Singapore. Anna read from the teleprompter, a smirk playing on her lips. A ripple of laughter swept through the studio audience and panelists. Mariska Janssen, a prominent German technology commentator, was the first to openly scoff. Her laugh was a short, derisive snort. Singapore? You must be joking. A tiny island nation. Above Germany? That's preposterous. Jean-Luc Dubois, a French economist known for his dismissive views on Asian manufacturing, chimed in, waving his hand dismissively. Singapore is merely an assembly plant, a hub for cheap labor, not innovation. This data must be manipulated, a clear error. Anna, too, found herself chuckling, a deep-seated bias against non-Western technological claims welling up. Her father, a diplomat, had been involved in a serious traffic accident during a posting in Southeast Asia 25 years ago. Since then, she'd harbored a subconscious belief that the region was chaotic and technologically backward. If Singapore is a tech superpower, she declared, her voice laced with sarcasm, then Amsterdam must be a desert. The studio erupted in laughter, and Anna felt a surge of professional pride. She knew how to play to the audience. But then, Major David Miller, a former U.S. Air Force intelligence officer and a quiet, stoic figure on the panel, slowly raised his hand. His expression was unsmiling, his gaze unwavering. Anna had always found him a bit peculiar, his silence unnerving. "I've prepared some data," Major Miller stated calmly. The studio fell silent. He retrieved a tablet and projected a series of figures onto the main screen. Anna squinted, a vague sense of unease creeping in. Singapore's global market share in high-bandwidth memory, HBM, semiconductors is 95%, Major Miller announced, his voice devoid of emotion. Mariska interjected. "And what relevance does that have?" Major Miller continued, undeterred. "Half of NVIDIA's critical AI chip packaging technology originates from Singapore. A significant portion of the AI sensors embedded in NATO's weapon systems are based on Singaporean technology. These are facts I personally verified during my service with the U.S. Air Force." Jean-Luc scoffed again. "That must be a malfunction, a misreporting." Major Miller shook his head. "No malfunction. At the U.S. Department of Defense's Simulation Center, our AI combat modeling simply would not run without Singaporean HBM servers. I witnessed this for 6 months." The studio froze. Anna felt a chill. There was no hint of deception in Major Miller's tone. He was simply stating facts. She found herself speechless, her usual quick retorts failing her. Mariska weakly insisted. "Still, German technology is superior." But her voice lacked conviction. Jean-Luc had completely shut down. The cameras continued to roll, but Anna's mind raced. Could Singapore truly be a tech superpower? If Major Miller's data was accurate, her live broadcast had just taken a disastrous turn. As the studio lights dimmed, Anna stumbled out, her legs feeling like jelly. A hand clapped her shoulder. It was Lisa, her executive producer. Lisa's gaze was icy. "Anna, to my office. Now." The office door closed with a soft click. "The broadcast has caused an uproar," Lisa said, handing Anna her phone. The screen was flooded with social media feeds. NOS. Reporter slams Singapore. Anna Foster's outrageous remarks. Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Consider's official protest. Anna's breath hitched. "The Dutch Ministry of Defense has also called," Lisa added. "Your comments could spark an international incident." "It was just a joke," Anna stammered. Lisa shook her head. "No, Anna, it's not a joke. Singapore is a vital partner, a leading global exporter in defense technology. You didn't just insult a country. You jeopardized strategic alliances." Anna had no reply. Lisa slammed her hand on the desk. "Anna, you're going to Singapore, alone. Investigate whether Singapore's third-place ranking is a fabrication or the truth. It's the only way to resolve this." Anna gasped. To Singapore? She didn't want to go. Singapore, in her mind, was associated with her father's accident, a place of bad memories. Lisa's voice was cold. "You have no choice. Fail, and your broadcasting career is over. Headquarters has already made the decision." Anna felt a wave of despair. "Fine," she choked out. In that moment, a rebellious thought ignited. "Good. I'll expose Singapore's technological illusion. I'll prove how ridiculous this third-place claim is." Leaving Lisa's office, Anna pulled out her phone and searched. Singapore technology news. A deluge of articles appeared. Semiconductors, artificial intelligence, defense industry, high bandwidth memory. Unfamiliar terms filled the screen. She scoffed. This is all just marketing hype. That night, sleep eluded her. An email confirmed her flight to Singapore, departing in 3 days. She stared out at the twinkling lights of Amsterdam, raindrops tracing paths down her window pane. "Singapore," she whispered. "I'll see for myself how overrated you are." She was utterly unaware of how profoundly wrong she was, and how terrifyingly her illusions would shatter. The next morning, Anna awoke at 6 a.m. Her phone screen showed 47 notifications, all related to the previous night's broadcast. The first email was from NOS headquarters, emergency meeting, 9 a.m. The second was from Lisa, "Get here now." Total chaos. The third was from an unknown number, "Anna Foster, your career is finished." She dragged herself out of bed, her eyes dark-rimmed. Her hands trembled as she showered and dressed. On the metro to headquarters, she saw her own face staring back from a fellow passenger's phone. NOS anchor's anti-Singapore remarks sparked controversy. She turned away, her heart pounding. In the NOS lobby, her colleague Jason approached her. "Anna, are you okay?" She shook her head. "No, Jason, I'm not." "Upstairs is pandemonium," Jason whispered. Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs called to protest, and the Dutch Ministry of Defense. They said Singapore is a crucial NATO partner. The elevator ride felt interminable. On the 9th floor, she walked into the conference room. Lisa, the deputy director, the legal team, and the PR team were already there, grim-faced. The director spoke first. "Anna, the situation is critical." He turned his laptop to show her the real-time social media feed. "People are demanding your apology. There are over 100,000 posts across social media. The online forums are exploding." Anna was stunned to see Dutch citizens also criticizing her. One comment read, "Without Singapore, Dutch defense industries would halt. Anna is ignorant." Anna scoffed inwardly. "Dutch people defending Singapore?" The deputy director continued, "Anna, you touched upon a sensitive nerve. Singapore is currently at the core of the global semiconductor market and a top-tier defense industry exporter, a close NATO partner." Anna wanted to argue, but no words came out. The legal team's lawyer interjected. "Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs is considering an official protest. In the worst-case scenario, NOS might have to issue a formal apology." Anna felt a cold sweat. "An apology?" Lisa's voice was sharp. "Anna, NOS's image is in tatters. Across Europe, click-through rates for Singapore-related articles are skyrocketing. Everyone's suddenly interested in Singapore because of your comments." The PR team leader added, "Especially interest in Singapore's technology. People want to know, is Singapore truly ranked third?" The deputy director looked directly at Anna. "So, we've decided. Anna, you will go to Singapore yourself." Anna jumped up. "Me?" The deputy director nodded. "A solo assignment. You will directly verify whether Singapore's technological prowess is real or an illusion. It's the only way to manage this crisis." Anna protested. "But I'm not an expert on Singapore, or semiconductors, or AI. I cover defense technology." The deputy director was unyielding. "That's precisely why you must go. Approach it from an unbiased perspective. Our viewers want that." Lisa added, "Anna, you have no choice. Headquarters has finalized it. Flights are booked, and arrangements with the Singaporean side are underway. You leave in 2 days." Anna slumped back into her chair. 2 days? Isn't that too soon? She asked. "The sooner, the better," the deputy director replied. "Public opinion is boiling. You need to go, report, and return quickly." The legal team lawyer quietly warned. "And Anna, if this assignment fails, it will significantly damage your broadcasting career." Anna understood. Her career would be over. She hung her head, defeated. After the meeting, Anna staggered out into the empty corridor. She entered the restroom, leaning against the sink. Her reflection in the mirror was pale. "Singapore," she whispered. "Why Singapore?" Her father's accident 25 years ago flashed in her mind. She'd always seen Singapore as dangerous, backward. Now she had to go there. Jason was waiting for her in the corridor. "Are you really going?" She nodded. I have to. Anna, Jason said, his voice low. To be honest, after watching your show yesterday, I did some research on Singaporean technology. Anna looked at him. Jason pulled out his phone. Singapore has a 95% share of high-bandwidth memory semiconductors and world-class AI chip packaging technology. The country you mocked, it seems it's more formidable than we thought. Anna turned away, angry. You too? Are you taking Singapore's side? Jason shook his head. Not taking sides, just stating facts. The data speaks for itself. Back in her office, Anna turned on her monitor. Her inbox was overflowing, around 60 emails. Half were condemnations, half were messages of support. She opened one. Anna, don't underestimate Singapore. They are far stronger than we realize. She closed the email and typed Singapore technology into the search bar. Thousands of articles flooded the screen. Singapore leads in semiconductor innovation. NATO considers adopting Singaporean weapon systems. Singapore, the hidden power of the AI era. She scoffed. Exaggeration. All marketing. Yet, a tiny seed of doubt had been planted. Major Miller's words echoed in her mind. He was from the U.S. Air Force. He had no reason to lie. That night, she sat on her sofa, sipping wine, the TV on. The news anchor reported, NOS's Anna Foster's anti-Singapore remarks have escalated into an international controversy. Singapore's Ministry of Foreign Affairs is considering an official stance. Anna switched off the TV. She couldn't watch anymore. Her phone buzzed. A message from Lisa. Briefing tomorrow, 10 a.m. for your departure. Don't be late. Anna sighed. In 2 days, she would be in Singapore, the country she had spent her life avoiding. She gazed out at the cloudy Amsterdam night, raindrops falling. Fine, she muttered. I'll expose Singapore's illusion myself. I'll prove how laughable this tech superpower claim is. But her voice lacked conviction. Her hands trembled. She was afraid. Afraid not of Singapore, but of the possibility that her own prejudices might be wrong. She couldn't sleep that night either. 2 days later, Anna boarded her flight at Schiphol Airport. It was an 11-hour journey. She settled into her seat, looking out at the clouds. A fellow passenger asked, "Going to Singapore?" She nodded briefly. He smiled. A wonderful country. Anna offered no reply. She skipped the in-flight meal, her appetite gone. She tried to watch a movie, but couldn't concentrate. The same thought looped in her mind. Could Singapore truly be a tech superpower? She drifted into a fitful sleep, waking to the pilot's announcement. We will soon be arriving at Changi Airport. She looked out the window. The sea, a vast expanse of gray. The plane touched down at 8 a.m. As she disembarked and headed towards immigration, the first shock hit her. The immigration hall entrance featured sleek, automated kiosks. No long queues, just a quick passport scan and facial recognition. At Schiphol, immigration usually took at least 30 minutes. Here, it was different. Anna stepped up to a kiosk, placed her passport on the scanner. A screen flashed her face, then temperature check complete. Passport verified. Entry approved. It took less than 10 seconds. She was dumbfounded. The entire process, from immigration to baggage claim, took only 8 minutes. She glanced at her watch, disbelieving. At Schiphol, it would have been at least 30 minutes. She arrived at the baggage carousel. Her suitcase was already there, arriving in just 7 minutes. Her hands trembled as she picked it up. Customs was also automated. If you had nothing to declare, you simply walked through. AI analyzed X-ray scans. Outside the airport, the lobby was vast, brightly lit, with high ceilings. People moved with purpose. Anna stood, momentarily overwhelmed. A woman approached, introducing herself as Lim Wei Xuan, her contact from the Singaporean Ministry of Foreign Affairs. She looked to be in her late 20s, with a bright, welcoming smile. "Welcome, Miss Foster," she said, extending her hand. Anna shook it. Lim Wei Xuan explained, "Today, we'll check you into your hotel in the city. Your extensive coverage begins tomorrow." They got into a black sedan. The driver set off. As they merged onto the expressway, the second shock hit Anna. The lanes were color-coded: blue, red, green. "What are those?" Anna asked Lim Wei Xuan. "It's a real-time traffic management system," she explained. AI analyzes traffic flow and adjusts signals for each lane. The red lane is exclusively for emergency vehicles. Anna watched as an ambulance zipped past in the red lane, all other cars seamlessly yielding. It vanished in less than a minute. Thanks to this system, Lim Wei Xuan added, the average arrival time for ambulances has been reduced by 3 minutes. Anna was speechless. In Amsterdam, ambulances routinely got stuck in traffic, often missing critical golden hour windows. But here, it was different. The car entered downtown Singapore. Skyscrapers, tall and modern, gleamed under the tropical sun. Still, Anna clung to her skepticism. This must be an elaborate show. At the hotel, after checking in and unpacking, Anna sat by the window, looking out at the city. A river snaked through the urban landscape, cars streaming across its bridges. Her mind was a whirlwind. 8-minute immigration, 7-minute baggage claim, color-coded roads. This was not the Singapore she had imagined. Her phone buzzed. It was Lim Wei Xuan. Let's meet in the lobby tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll be visiting the National Advanced Technology Research Institute. Understood, Anna replied, hanging up. She looked out at the tranquil river. A facade, she muttered. Definitely a facade. But her voice lacked conviction. A tiny seed of doubt was growing. Was it really a facade? Or had she simply been ignorant? That night, Anna lay in bed, eyes wide open. Sleep wouldn't come. The airport scenes replayed in her mind. 8-minute entry, 7-minute baggage, color-coded roads. She pulled the covers over her head, trying to block out the thoughts. Tomorrow, she told herself. Tomorrow, I'll see the real Singapore. But a crack had appeared in her wall of prejudice. The next morning, Anna awoke at 8 a.m. After showering and dressing, she looked in the mirror. She looked better than yesterday. In the lobby, Lim Wei Xuan greeted her with a bright smile. Ready? Anna nodded. They drove to a sprawling complex in the western part of Singapore, the National Advanced Technology Research Institute. The buildings, while not towering, exuded an air of solid importance. After passing through security, receiving visitor badges, and confirming their identities, they entered. Long corridors stretched before them. Lim Wei Xuan led the way to an elevator, pressing the button for B3. The doors opened to a control room, its walls lined with multiple screens. About a dozen engineers sat at workstations. A man, early 30s, approached them. Welcome, he said quickly, introducing himself as Tan Kian Ming. Today, we'll show you our system. He pointed to a screen displaying a 3D map of Singapore, moving in real time. This is our integrated battlefield management system, Tan Kian Ming explained. All intelligence from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and satellite imagery converges here. Anna watched red dots moving across the map. Those are simulated targets, he said. A live combat simulation. He typed on a keyboard. The screen changed, displaying missile trajectories, lines arcing from launch points to targets. AI calculates everything, from launch to interception. It takes 0.3 seconds. 0.3 seconds? Anna repeated, stunned. He nodded. Yes. 100 times faster than human judgment. Her heart leaped. This was beyond anything she knew. Even NATO systems she'd heard took at least several seconds. The core of this system, Tan Kian Ming continued, is our high-bandwidth memory, a semiconductor developed here in Singapore. It processes data 10 times faster than existing solutions. I heard NVIDIA chips are used, Anna probed. Tan Kian Ming smiled. The chips are NVIDIA, but the packaging technology, the very core of it, is Singaporean. He led them to the server room. A blast of cold air hit them as the door opened. Rows of massive servers hummed. These are our HBM servers, he said, the most power efficient in the world. They use half the power for the same performance. Anna touched a server. It was cool, vibrating with life. Back in the control room, Tan Kian Ming ran another simulation. A missile launched, streaking towards an enemy target. An interceptor missile fired automatically. Their trajectories crossed. Impact. The whole sequence took less than 3 seconds. Anna gasped. This was not merely American level. It might be even beyond that. Her mind reeled. Lim Wei Xuan quietly remarked, NATO is highly interested in this system. Poland and Romania are reportedly considering its adoption. NATO? Anna exclaimed. Lim Wei Xuan nodded. Singapore's system is faster and more efficient. Finally, Tan Kian Ming looked at Anna, his eyes filled with conviction. We don't build weapons, Miss Foster. We build systems that change warfare. His sincerity was unmistakable. The visit ended. Outside, the sunlight was blinding. As they got back into the car, Lim Wei Xuan asked, "What did you think?" Anna couldn't answer. She had no words. She stared out at the clear blue sky. "I had no idea," she whispered. Something within her was crumbling. Her prejudice against Singapore, her conviction that its technology was a mere facade, it was all eroding. The car merged onto the expressway, heading back to the city. Anna closed her eyes. Tang Qianming's words echoed, systems that change warfare. For the first time, she truly considered, had she underestimated Singapore? Was this nation truly more advanced than Europe? Her hands trembled. She was afraid that her beliefs were being proven wrong. The next morning, Anna visited the National Science Center in downtown Singapore. Lim Wei Xuan accompanied her. Inside, the grand lobby was illuminated by soft ceiling lights. Walls were adorned with silicon wafers, artfully displayed. A man in his late 50s approached them. He was slight, slender, but his eyes held a profound depth. "Hello," he said, introducing himself as Li Wei Ling. Anna shook his calloused hand. He had clearly worked hard, for a very long time. Li Wei Ling began their tour in a section dedicated to the 1990s. Old equipment was on display. "This is where it all began," he said. Black and white photos of bustling factories lined the walls. "I worked in the semiconductor industry in the 90s, Li Wei Ling explained softly. "Back then, we imported all our equipment from overseas." Anna nodded. "Then, the economic crisis hit," he continued, his voice dropping. "Everything collapsed overnight. Companies went bankrupt. Our factory, which employed 2,000 people, closed down. Within a month, it was empty." Anna looked at him, seeing the pain in his eyes. "I lost my job too, in my 40s, with nowhere to go. My home was almost foreclosed." Li Wei Ling led them to the next section. Large newspaper clippings were displayed. Semiconductor industry collapse, thousands of engineers, jobless, production halts without foreign equipment. Anna read them, a tightness in her chest. "That's when we realized," Li Wei Ling said, "the terrifying reality of technological dependence. If foreign countries wouldn't sell us equipment, we couldn't make anything." He looked into Anna's eyes. "So, we made a decision. Never again. We would make our own equipment, our own processes, our own chips." "Was that even possible?" Anna asked. He nodded. "It wasn't easy. It took 10 years. But we did it. Our domestic production rate for equipment rose to 70%. He pointed to the next exhibit. A high-bandwidth memory chip. Small, thin, yet he said it contained an immense amount of technology. "This," Li Wei Ling said, "now accounts for 95% of the global market. It's the result of the lessons we learned from that crisis." Anna gazed at the tiny chip, feeling its weight, the story it held. "Singapore didn't create these chips for war," Li Wei Ling said quietly. "We created them because of the memory of that crisis." Anna looked at his deeply furrowed face, a testament to years of struggle. "We fell once," he continued. "So, we built this technology to ensure we would never fall again." Anna's throat tightened. This wasn't just technological development. It was a memory of survival, a promise made by a generation that had risen from the ashes. "What do you do now?" Anna asked. Li Wei Ling smiled. "I'm a guide here. I tell young engineers why we created this technology." He looked out the window at the gleaming Singapore skyline. "Technology isn't about money. It's a promise that we will never fall again." Upon hearing those words, tears welled in Anna's eyes. She felt a profound shame for her prejudice. She had scoffed at Singapore, laughed at its technological ranking. But she had been wrong. Singapore was a nation that had forged its technology for survival, a nation that had risen from the memory of collapse. She bowed her head. Li Wei Ling gently patted her shoulder. "It's all right. You understand now. That's what matters." They left the science center. The sunlight was warm. "Are you okay?" Lim Wei Xuan asked. Anna nodded. In the car, she looked out at the ordinary streets, people going about their daily lives. But now she knew the immense effort behind that normalcy, the promise never to fall again. Her phone rang. It was Lisa. "How's the assignment going?" Anna replied simply, "More profound than I ever imagined." She hung up. She closed her eyes. Li Wei Ling's face appeared in her mind, his last words echoing, "Technology isn't about money. It's a promise never to fall again." For the first time, Anna truly understood Singapore. A week later, Anna returned to Amsterdam. Stepping off the plane at Schiphol, everything seemed different. The immigration queues were long, a familiar 30-minute wait. Back at the NOS office, Lisa called her into a meeting room. "Well?" she asked. Anna opened her laptop, displaying her research. Photos, videos, interview transcripts, meticulously organized. Lisa's eyes widened as she looked at the screen. "Is this real?" Anna nodded. "Every bit of it. 95% HBM share. Half of NVIDIA's packaging technology from Singapore. Most NATO sensors are Singaporean. The data doesn't lie, Lisa exclaimed. We'll make a documentary. A documentary? Anna was surprised. Yes, Lisa affirmed. This deserves a special feature. Anna spent a week preparing. She edited footage, wrote narration, and included interviews with experts. Major Miller made a return appearance. The broadcast day arrived. Thursday evening, 9 p.m. Anna sat in the studio. As the cameras rolled, she took a deep breath. A week ago, in this very spot, I mocked Singapore. I was wrong. Tonight, I will show you the truth. The documentary began, featuring scenes from Changi Airport, the 8-minute immigration, the color-coded roads. Then, the National Advanced Technology Research Institute's Combat Management Center. Tan Kian Ming appeared on screen, explaining the 0.3-second detection system. Anna imagined the viewer's shock. Then came Li Weiling's interview, recounting the economic crisis, his voice resonating through the studio. Technology isn't about money, it's a promise never to fall again. Anna watched the screen, her heart swelling. The 45-minute documentary ended. Lisa rushed over. Anna, look at the ratings. She showed her tablet. The numbers surged. 400,000 at the start, 700,000 inches 10 minutes, over 1 million after 20. By the end, it was 2 million, making it the Hashon show in the Netherlands for that time slot. Anna couldn't believe it. A huge success, Lisa cried. Anna's phone began to ring, messages flooding in, social media notifications exploding. She saw people discussing Singaporean technology, HBM, AI systems, the story of overcoming crisis. But there was also pushback. A German tech expert posted on social media, claiming Singapore's technology was overstated. A French economist echoed the sentiment. The next morning, a debate was held, and Anna was invited as a panelist. European experts gathered in the studio. Mariska Janssen was there, still glaring at Anna with a cold stare. The debate began. The host asked, "Do you agree with Singapore's technological ranking?" Mariska was quick to respond. "It's an exaggeration. Singapore merely assembles. The core innovation still resides in Europe and America." Anna countered. "Did you see the data? 95% HBM market share. That's impossible with just assembly technology." The German expert interjected. "This is a temporary phenomenon." But Major Miller stated, "It's not temporary. The US Department of Defense relies on Singaporean technology. I confirmed it personally." The debate grew heated. Mariska's voice rose. "Reliance on Singapore is a strategic risk." Anna calmly replied, "It's not reliance. It's partnership. Singapore is a nation that cooperates with the world through technology." The studio fell silent. "A week ago," Anna continued, "I was just like you. I dismissed Singapore. But I was wrong. The data doesn't lie." She displayed slides. Graphs of HBM market share, NATO sensor share, packaging technology rankings. All showed Singapore at the top. Mariska fell silent. The German expert had no words. The debate concluded. Outside the studio, Lisa was waiting. "Anna, the reaction is massive. All of Europe is buzzing." Anna checked her phone. News notifications flooded in. NOS reporter praises Singaporean tech. The dawn of Singaporean supremacy. NATO considers tech collaboration. Lisa patted her shoulder. "Anna, this documentary will change Europe's strategy." Anna nodded. Looking out at the cloudy Amsterdam sky, her heart felt light. She felt a sense of pride for having correctly informed the public about Singapore, and relief for overcoming her own prejudice. "This is just the beginning," she whispered. A month later, Anna was in Brussels, at the European Union headquarters. A special meeting of the Defense Committee was underway. Her report, "The Strategic Value of Singaporean Technology," was on the agenda. She stood before the conference room, nervous. The doors opened. Inside, about 30 representatives from Germany, France, Poland, and the Netherlands sat around an oval table. The chairperson began, "Miss Foster, please present your findings." Anna bowed and began her presentation. The first slide displayed Singapore's technology share graphs. HBM, 95%. Packaging technology, 50%. Sensor technology, 30%. Many of the core components in Europe's defense industry systems are Singaporean, she explained. This is not merely a supply relationship. The second slide showed simulation results from a NATO research institute. Scenario 1. Normal supply. Europe's defense industry system operational at 100%. Scenario 2. 30% reduction in Singaporean supply. Radar upgrades halted. Missile production reduced by 20%. Scenario 3. 100% supply cutoff. Radar resolution reduced by 30%. AI target recognition speed halved. Combat system updates impossible. The room fell silent. Anna displayed the final slide. Without Singaporean technology, Europe's defense faces a critical void. The German representative, State Secretary of Defense, raised his hand. Is this not an exaggeration? German technology is perfectly capable of substitution. Anna shook her head. Look at the data. High-bandwidth memory cannot be produced in Germany. Only Singaporean companies produce it. The French representative interjected. Then we can acquire it from the United States, no? Anna replied. The United States also relies on Singapore. The core packaging of NVIDIA's chips is Singaporean technology. There is no alternative. Mariska stood up, her gaze still sharp. Miss Foster, are you a lobbyist for Singapore? Reliance on Singapore is a strategic risk. Anna met her gaze directly. It's not reliance, it's partnership. Singapore does not threaten Europe. Mariska argued, but what if the supply chain is disrupted? Anna calmly responded. That is precisely why cooperation is essential. We must form a strategic alliance with Singapore, not ignore them as we have been. A Polish military attaché, Colonel Marek, raised his hand. I agree with Miss Foster. Poland uses Singaporean weaponry, self-propelled howitzers, advanced tanks. Their performance is exceptional. The German representative scoffed. Weapons are different from technology. Colonel Marek retorted. No, they are not. The sensors, the communication equipment within those weapons, are all Singaporean technology. Without it, we cannot defend our front lines. The room buzzed with murmurs. The chairperson called for order. Let's summarize, Miss Foster. What is your conclusion? Anna read her final statement. For Europe's survival, Singapore is essential. The German representative objected. An exaggeration. But the Dutch representative countered. The data is clear. Excluding Singapore would cripple Europe's defense industry. A vote was called. Out of 30 representatives, 23 voted in favor. The motion to strengthen strategic cooperation with Singapore passed. The meeting concluded. Anna's legs trembled as she stood. Mariska approached her. You won, she said quietly. Anna shook her head. I didn't win. I simply presented the truth. Mariska sighed. Europe is changing. She turned and left. In the corridor, Colonel Marek was waiting. He extended his hand. Thank you. You correctly informed us about Singapore. Anna smiled. Outside, the Brussels sky was clear. She pulled out her phone and messaged Lisa. Meeting passed. Singapore cooperation approved. Lisa's reply came instantly. Well done. You changed history. Anna slipped her phone into her pocket and walked through the square. People passed by. She reflected. Just a month ago, she had mocked Singapore, believing its technology was a fiction. But she had been wrong. Singapore was a nation Europe needed, an indispensable partner. She looked up at the sky, clouds drifting. Europe has acknowledged Singapore, she whispered. 3 months later, Anna landed at Changi Airport again, this time on a personal trip. She took a taxi from the airport. To the National Science Center, please, she told the driver. As they drove, she saw the color-coded lanes on the expressway, still perfectly organized. The shock she'd felt 3 months ago came flooding back. At the Science Center, Li Wei-ling was waiting, a warm smile on his face. You've returned, he exclaimed. Anna bowed. I wanted to say hello. They walked slowly through the exhibits, stopping at the economic crisis section, where the black and white photos hung. We were always a void, Li Wei-ling said quietly. Anna looked at him. On the world map, Singapore was just a tiny dot. No one paid attention to us, so we worked harder. His voice was low. Anna listened intently. To fill that void, we worked day and night. We learned from foreign technology, striving to catch up, then overtake. That was our way to survive. Anna looked at the photos of exhausted but resolute factory workers. Now, things have changed, Li Wei-ling said. Singapore moves the world, but it all started from that void. Anna nodded, then said softly, Singapore is no longer a void. Li Wei-ling looked at her. Anna continued, It's the third pillar moving the world. He smiled. Thank you. Those words mean a lot. Anna shook her head. I should be thanking you. I mocked Singapore. I ignored it, but I was wrong. Li Wei-ling patted her shoulder. You understand now. That's what matters. The important thing is to tell the truth. They left the Science Center and went to a cafe overlooking the river. They sat by the window, watching the water flow, a river that had flowed for millennia, ceaselessly. Anna sipped her coffee. "How is Europe?" Li Weiling asked. "It's changing," Anna replied. "They've begun to acknowledge Singapore. NATO is strengthening cooperation." Li Weiling nodded. "That's good." Anna looked out the window. This small nation taught the world something. "What is that?" Li Weiling asked. Anna answered slowly. "That peace can be maintained, not through force, but through wisdom. Not through threat, but through trust. Not through weapons, but through strategy." Li Weiling smiled gently. "Beautifully put." They left the cafe and walked along the riverbank. The wind blew. Anna pulled out her phone and opened the European Union report. She reread the title, Artificial Intelligence, Semiconductors, the Era of Warfare, Europe's New Alliance, Singapore. 2 days later, Anna was back in the NOS studio, preparing for a live broadcast, in the very place where, 3 months ago, she had scoffed at Singapore. As the cameras rolled, she took a deep breath. 3 months ago, in this studio, I foolishly laughed at Singapore. I claimed its third-place technological ranking was a manipulation, but I was wrong. Images of Singapore flashed on screen. Changi Airport, the National Advanced Technology Research Institute, Li Weiling's interview. Anna continued, "Singapore is a quiet nation, yet it firmly supports the world. A nation that rose from the memory of collapse. And now, the world needs Singapore." The studio was silent. Anna spoke her final words. "I am ashamed of my prejudice, but now I know the truth, and I want to share it with all of you." The broadcast ended. The lights dimmed. Anna rose from her seat. Lisa approached her. "Well done," she said. Anna smiled. Back home, she sat on her sofa, gazing out at the Amsterdam night. Her phone buzzed with comments from viewers. "Proud of Singapore. Thank you, Miss Foster, for your courageous reporting. We must learn from Singapore." Anna put her phone down and whispered, "Singapore. Thank you." Stars twinkled in the night sky. "When did you feel proud of Singapore?" she wondered. "Tell me in the comments."